はい、皆さん、こんばんは。Buenas noches todos and good evening everyone. And why the hell have I forgotten to do away with the Hi. Welcome to my usual Sundays assortment of goody stuff. Cue up the let me just queue up my browser in a minute. So here goes anyways. Yosha. Now, starting off with not quite the usual, I'm not quoting from my usual site. Hi, konnichiwa, Yoane Neko-san. こんばんは ya. Good evening です. Now, this guy just woke up, noticed that he couldn't, his right eye couldn't focus at all. And, he couldn't even get focus with the glasses on. He washed his face and nothing changed. No pain, no sketches, no fear, nothing feeling inside, foreign object feeling inside. 4 hours later, he finally comes to the realization what happened. There you go. That explains a whole lot. Quite simple. Apparently, he fell asleep with his glasses on, so the lens popped off somehow, as it turns out. And here's one of those cases. This guy, while on train, had a young lady sit next to him, and she smelled nice, very natural feel of citrus smell. And he thought, wow, gee, is there this kind of perfume? And then he noticed that she was actually eating mandarin orange on the train. Okay, here's the interesting. Not too sure how the hell you get this. This guy was cutting up the squid, and there was actually a undigested fish still stuck inside. A whole chunk of it, as it turns out. Let's see. Here we go. This guy was. There you go. Most likely undigested. Or some idiot fish wandered off into. Not too sure why. Yeah, a whole chunk. A whole fish. Yeah, from the looks of it, what happened was that yeah, so it couldn't be possible, and, it actually was a case of, this large fish trying to swallow a little fish, choked, ended up, being fossil, as is. But in this case, what most likely happened was that basically the fish and the squid got caught in the fishing net together, and basically the fish was wedged into it somehow. That's what the guy figured. That's the speculation. Now here is one of those books that you don't want to trust. You don't want to use. Yeah, this guy. Upon the birth of his first child, went to borrow a book about how to name your children. And the first, it said, do not name something too unusual. It's not good for children. Went on to the next page, and one of the example went, name from a mythology. And the primary example being Zeus. Yeah, that's when he said, "Forget about this book." Okay, moving right along. Here's a scary one. Again from the comic yet. Just came. C100 that just finished last week, and it shows how what kind of freedom you have there, or anything goes, I suppose. Gundam beating Uma Musume Dojinshi. Yeah, you don't see that in the anime convention over here. You can only find it in Comcat. Well, nobody else would do that anyway. And this I came across a sign, a certain shop that he figured some kind of joke. Uh, when the even the store people wasn't even trying to market this. Yeah, the opening said it's the worst cider. You can have it as a punishment to yourself. A gyoza cider. And they're not kidding about it. Oh, excuse. Should have put this back where it was. Yeah, a gyoza cider. Gyoza flavored cider. Yeah, it looks like one of those ordinary energy drink type yellowish. Basically, it's when you open it, apparently it smells just like gyoza, of garlic, soy sauce, and spice and chili oil. Yeah, it's very faithful. Basically, when you drink it, that's when that flavor actually hits your tongue. All of it, garlic, vinegar, and everything else. Yeah, that's not gonna work. And apparently, yeah, when he drank it, you can actually he could actually even feel it in the stomach. That the whole mess, the whole chaos of the liquid it is goes in, and yeah. So and if you thought that was bad enough, every time you breathe, the garlic flavor on the cider actually hits you from the inside. So yes, it is one of those could be a punishment. Now it turns out the manufacturer comment was, "We're not pursuing we didn't aim it to be delicious. It was just meant to get attention." Yeah, basically, even the R&D department of the manufacturers wasn't even aiming to be delicious. So there you go. So if you feel like hurting yourself, well, go for it. Don't look at me. Don't blame me for the trouble you get into. Trying to eat. Well, have even worse. Have fun trying to deal with the food inspection agency of your local government. How are you gonna convince them to pass this is beyond me. October 17th, poop. This is a marking on the road in Hokkaido. And they're not exactly joking about it. It basically means that they found a grizzly poop here. In other words, yes, there's a bear nearby. So for most people, it sounds like a joke, but for Hokkaido people, it's a dead serious business. Consider this. This is kind of if the size of grass doesn't click into you, that's how big it is. That's how small some of them are. And yeah, some of the others are like over a couple 100 pounds. Okay, Shimada manufacturing is basically a company that specialize in manufacturing buttons. And for those of us who still have mentality of 10-year-old, their factory they have wonderful stuff at their factory for the people to push. Yep, gotta press every single one of them. No question asked. Right? Oh yeah. What people saying about this shot? You notice only a certain height is turned on. So there must be a kid who tried to turn all of them on, but just couldn't reach it. Anyways, this guy actually came across a purple cabbage, and so he decided to use it on a hot pot, and basically is saying, "Oh crap!" afterwards. Yes, before you start cooking, yeah, it looks nice. While cooking, this one he started, uh-oh. Very, very appetizing. I don't even want to know what kind of taste it turned out to be. Well, it'll be one of those pot you can only eat if you're colorblind. Let's see. Yes, is this this is more like Uma for anyone who's into Uma Musume, I guess. There is a derby racetrack in Osaka where there's basically a last bit is actually uphill, but they just can't tell that it is. So, and this racetrack have received quite a bit of complaint that the horses are going slower at a certain point. So, what this TV show did was get all of them into the racetrack, and they had the people, those who complained actually ran the racetrack. Hi. Okay, hi. Thank you for coming in, Yoane-san. Have a good night, desu. But anyways, yeah. Basically, they had all those people who actually had the complaint on the race, and yeah, when they came back in, nobody was complaining. Let's see. This guy, he was doing a bit of an this guy was actually a GM in one of those old-fashioned MMO. And yeah, he basically they had this gate that wasn't supposed to open till a certain time. So instead of having a what shall we call it, the あれいいんだよな instead of having the indestructible attribute of do not cannot be destroyed, instead he added the he put the highest possible HP to the gate of a couple hundred millions, and basically set the high defense to the highest, so the user can only inflict 1 to 10 damages. Well, you know what? If you play MMO, you know what happened after that. Everyone just came in, and they just started attacking. The whole herd of it started attacking the attacking the gate. Yeah, basically it turned into a raid event, and it was supposed. The gate was supposed to open 2 days later. Until then, he was expecting the people to explore around the area, but then, by the end of day 1, the gate was almost dead. So he went in as an NPC, and yeah, and he went like, "Yes, I am the evil wizard. Let this defense be reinforced," and recover the HP, but that essentially actually did the user a bit too much. They actually breached the gate by the end of the before noontime next day. Yeah, basically it's so the whole mentality of the mob was this: if it breathes, we can kill it. If it's data, it can be destroyed. It has an HP, we can kill it. Yes, that's why you have to turn on the indestructible attribute. Anyways, and moving right along, this guy, he had the Apple Watch on, and apparently he's an SE, and when the server had trouble, they couldn't see the logic drive on the server. He had the warning from the Apple Watch: high heart rate. Yes, what? You're supposed to be in resting state at 1330. For 10 minutes, your heart rate went over 100 BPM. You got that kind of warning. Yes, everything went back to went back online. That's why he could actually post this kind of stuff. Basically, yeah, he had 8 terabyte of hard drive go missing on the online on the network. And okay, and this guy had even worse case actually. I'm quite sure some people would come across something this kind of stuff yourself when playing poker. Well, this guy, he was playing mahjong and he declared leech when he had when he almost had really high hand. And then people saw the notice pop up on his Apple Watch, and everyone else folded on him. Yeah, so basically try playing poker with death. this guy, he noticed that there was a handprint on the ceiling of a hotel he was staying in. And basically, he was going, oh fudge, oh fudge, oh boy, isn't evil anyone? And yeah, basically, what happens that the carpenter who worked on the panel on the ceiling, he actually did it without gloves on. So basically, the sweat that comes out, that sweat that came from his hand, was printed onto the wood panel, and it actually showed up a couple years later. Yep. And yeah, that's why you're supposed to wear gloves when you're handling hardwoods. Now there's this guy who went to a zoo, and what his kids loved the most was not the animal, but the this gigantic metal grasshopper. Yeah. Problem is, it's 100% metal, so if you try to saddle over it in summer, yeah, you burn your crotch. So be careful. Okay, and this guy, when he was in school or when he started working, there were quite a bit of people who tried to get him into network business and that Amway kind of stuff. And he's gotten away with a simple question. Is it really more interesting than physics? Yes, physics is physics is great. Yeah. Oh, is it better than is it more interesting than physics? Of course it is. Oh, so you have studied physics, right? Which which part of physics were you in? No, I'm not. Oh, you can't compare, can you? Okay, then why don't we start? Why don't you join me and study together? Yeah, welcome to the cult of physics. Now, this guy had a remote on and off switch, and yeah, he's got it to go off in the wrong way. Yeah, basically everything else but the switch actually is off now. Yes, and this guy again using the PC in the in the most wrong sense. Have an Excel, so he can now actually he actually made a basket out of it, so he can actually do calculation on the Excel in the wrong way. Yes, he's making analog. Yeah, he's making an analog device out of digital. And it doesn't yeah, it doesn't go automatically, it doesn't do the mathematic automatically for you. You have to do it yourself. You have to do the that part yourself. Okay, this one, yeah, again last week, Mark Zuckerberg went earned the sneer from the most otaku about about that metaverse tweet. This is his idea of virtual world. Yeah, sure. So what happened to yeah, in the meantime, PlayStation Home was yeah, it had a bit of graphics on it. And yeah, let the Minecraft buy you out. What does this look like? The one of the first early Virtual Fighter, and one of those days. Assassin's Creed 2009, Mark Zuckerberg's Metaverse 2022. Sure. So, what happened? People started recreating it in a VR chat. So take a look around. You should be able to find it in the VR chat for the that's basically a world that spoofs the Mark Zuckerberg's attempt. There you go. Well, it says Shearer Park here, but then that basically is because apparently Zucker, uh, yeah, Zucker is essentially if yeah Zucker Park. If you translate from that Germany into Japanese, it turns into Sugar Park. So there you go. So now there's actually people who are trying to do the Mark Zuckerberg selfie in the VR chat. Not quite. Wrong side, so this guy is. Yeah, almost right angle. But yeah, that's about it for what I came across this week in the on the more wonderful world of Twitter. So let's just wrap it up. See if I can find anyone to date afterwards. はい、ご視聴ありがとうございました。Thank you for coming in and have a good night there.